Street Light Sounds.
Let's do this again. A little different this time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Thicker Than Blood podcast. We are on episode 10, beginning to close out 2019. Been a hell of a ride so far. We've had a lot of fun. As always, thank you to everybody that supported, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, all that other happy shit. We've got a lot planned for 2020. This will most likely be our last episode in this studio set up like this. So
that's right.
We're going to just shoot a New Year's Eve episode, kind of like a year-end season 1 recap at another venue. We will be celebrating our New Year's Eve. Kind of recap everything that's gone on with us in the past 10 episodes or so, past month and a half. And then the next time you'll see us, we're probably going to take a little hiatus between season 1 and season 2. We've got some things planned. We will obviously still be on all the social media accounts, Instagram, posting your combat chats on IG. So you'll still hear from us. We're not disappearing, but we're going to be setting up our new set. We're going to get all that going, and we're also got some things that are probably going to be really fucking funny that hopefully you guys really enjoy. So we've been really brainstorming a lot, just a creative process to keep that going. So a lot in store for 2020. I know we've said it a million times, but we really thank you guys for hanging with us. And we can't wait to get there and wait till you see the new set. I'm very excited about it.
Obviously, this setup, we're so close to each other. We're basically bumping elbows. If we ever wanted to have a guest on here, it would be like really ridiculous. You know what I mean? We'll just sit in between us. Like, Frankie, how was that fight last time?
Like sitting on my lap. What do you want for Christmas, pal?
He's like, I want a title shot.
A lot has happened in the past week or so, I'd say. One really cool thing that happened, I don't know if you caught Saturday Night Live. I honestly don't watch much Saturday Night Live anymore.
I don't watch it either.
But Eddie Murphy returned to Saturday Night Live. And
I did see that.
Yeah, the monologue's been all over the place.
I saw it on YouTube. It was like the first video that came up this morning.
Yeah, Chris Rock came out, Dave Chappelle came out, Tracy Morgan came out, and then some white guy from SNL came on, and then Kenan Thompson pushed him out of the way. That was pretty fucking funny.
That killed me.
Eddie Murphy obviously redid some of his old roles from Saturday Night Live, which was cool. But one thing that stood out to me that I saw in the monologue, Eddie Murphy had actually made a joke about Bill Cosby. He said something along the lines of 20 to 30 years ago, if someone were to tell me that I would be a stay-at-home dad and Bill Cosby would be in jail, he's like, I would even take that fucking bet. What was even funnier to me is that Bill Cosby's team actually replied to Eddie Murphy about it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I believe his publicist, Bill Cosby's publicist, because obviously this motherfucker's sitting in jail right now.
Yeah.
But I believe his publicist went on Instagram and replied to Eddie Murphy basically saying for him to take a shot at Bill Cosby, and Bill Cosby was the first person to win an Emmy or an Oscar for something, one of his roles.
Yeah.
And you're instead of building up black men, you're tearing them down, and we should be figuring out ways to get together and uplift fellow black men and entertainers instead of bring them down. And then he went on to say, I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, I would have thought that Eddie Murphy found his escape from the plantation, but brought himself right back into Hollywood slavery, something along those lines, which was bizarre. And I guess just like Eddie Murphy playing along with the man instead of uplifting his fellow black comedian, Eddie Murphy and Bill Cosby have always been going back and forth at each other, all the way back to when Eddie Murphy was doing stand-up, and Bill Cosby told him, you're way too dirty, your act is way too dirty, this and that. I thought it was kind of hilarious for them to try to say anything to anybody about, tearing down black men and black entertainers when Bill Cosby is doing 3 to 10 years in prison right now for potentially being one of the worst serial rapists in the history of humans. I think that's what one lady said. One of the people working on the case, I forget exactly what her position was, but she's like, I firmly believe that we're dealing with potentially the worst serial rapist we've ever encountered. And I think that this guy has raped well over 70 women.
And it's Bill Cosby.
And it's Bill fucking Cosby, man.
The Cosby Show.
So if you want to talk about tearing down black people, you did it to yourself. It's some guy who was supposed to be, the family man, the dad that everybody viewed on TV and all sorts.
Wasn't he a doctor in the
doctor,
show?
Yeah.
Like...
And here you are this whole time. Everybody was watching you on TV, being this loving character, this family man. You were drugging women and raping them, apparently.
Like, the worst ever.
Yeah. So talk about tarnishing an image.
Jesus Christ!
What the fuck?
Like, that's so bad.
If anything, that hurt so many people's images, and it really tore down a lot of other people by doing that. And it's like, well, if he was doing that, who else was doing that?
Exactly. Dude, it's horrifying. It's bad enough when something bad comes out about someone who's famous, and it's like, oh, they robbed a store when they were a kid, or something like that. Right. And they're portraying this like nice, innocent, like like they're portraying a cop on TV.
Right, like their life before fame kind of thing. Yeah, right.
Like you're portraying a cop
like
on
Ice-T,
TV. And
like Ice-T having a song Cop Killer, even though it was obviously he was famous, but you have a song called Cop Killer, and now all you've done for the past like 2 decades is portray a cop on TV.
The whole time.
Yeah, wild.
It's like somebody who drinks too much, snorts cocaine, bets the house on the ponies.
Just to think like, oh, like he did that. But like to find out like the guy that everyone looked up to, who made himself a doctor on his own show, was not a he wasn't a rapist. He was potentially the worst one ever.
The worst one ever. Yeah.
Just like, how horrible is that?
Dude, and then you look back and they started pointing out things like that he put into the show about like one time he was cooking on the grill.
The barbecue sauce thing?
Yeah. And it's talking about like making the women sleepy or something like that. Or then they like looked at their burger and it's like, oh wow, like holy shit.
That stepped over a line, man.
So who knows, man? I mean, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. Who knows if it's really as much as what he's being accused of? Who knows if it's worse than what he's being accused of?
Exactly. What if it's worse, dude?
Man, I mean, you're talking, what, like 3 decades? 4 decades almost.
3 or 4 decades of being one of the most famous dudes, like famous comedians on the planet.
So who's to say the amount of people that have passed away, that have totally shut it out of their lives, that don't want to reopen that part of their life?
There was like 70, you said, right?
I think they've estimated it to be about 70 or more.
70 or more.
Yeah.
So just think that they know of. And he literally was like able to get whoever he wanted. For 30 years or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was famous for so long. Like, they're like a normal dude who's like good at like going to pick up girls might crack like 70 in a year. But when you're Bill Cosby,
70 in a lifetime.
If you're Bill Cosby, over the course of like 30 years, dude, that number's got to be
just
in the
think about
thousands.
That, man. Every single woman that is privy to this information that has been in contact with Bill Cosby in one scenario or another has had to question whether or not if they were ever drugged, passed out, and raped by this guy and have no idea. It's really bizarre. It was nice to see Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live. Everyone keeps talking about him doing another stand-up special, and now all of a sudden I see him popping up all over the place on different people's shows. So I think he's maybe starting to build up, which would be amazing. I mean, he's one of the best ever.
Well, Rogan was talking to someone. Was Rogan talking to Schaub or something? Talking about Eddie doing the oh no, it was the Tony Hinchcliffe one.
Okay.
He was talking. Rogan was talking to him about Eddie going on Saturday Night Live, and they said supposedly he's supposed to come do another stand up, like another special that he's working towards right now. But remember, he also just came out with that movie, Dolomite.
Dolomite, yeah.
Dude, that's like winning like
Dolomite is my name.
Yeah, it's winning like a bunch of awards. I think it's like up to be like the best picture like of the
really
year. Yeah.
I started watching it. I didn't finish it. I started watching like at night.
I didn't start watching it yet. So, but that he's popping up all over because of that, and then going back to SNL to host. And I think he said he left in 1984.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
That's fucking crazy.
That is really cool though. I mean, that guy's been in so many awesome movies. Has he ever been in a Christmas movie?
Murphy?
Yeah, he's had. I'm pretty sure he has.
The what's the trading places one?
Oh yeah,
that's technically
with Dan Aykroyd.
That's a Christmas movie, I think.
Okay, I think so. I think that was right around Christmas time that was happening.
I'm pretty sure.
I think that should bring us right into one of our newer segments of Movie of the Week. I think last week we talked about doing our favorite Christmas movie. And I mean, you've been going first, I think, the whole time. So why don't we just keep that format? You want to go first?
I can go first.
Go ahead. What have you picked a Christmas movie?
Well, a lot of people wouldn't qualify this as a Christmas movie, but Die Hard. is definitely my favorite Christmas movie.
Dude, that is like one of the biggest arguments I've ever seen when it comes to any movie, period. People arguing over whether or not it's a Christmas movie.
Literally, because everyone's just flipping out like, it's not a Christmas movie. He's killing people.
Now, this may shock you.
Because no one dies on Christmas.
I don't want to sound like I live under a rock and I don't watch movies at all. I've never watched Die Hard. I don't think I've ever... I don't even know if I've seen like parts of it. I don't think I've ever watched it completely through. I almost have no idea what it's about, to be honest with you. So inform me, why is it your favorite Christmas movie?
We gotta have a talk off camera. How the fuck have you never seen any of the Die Hards? First of all, there's fucking 5 of them.
There's 5?
There's 5 of them.
Wow.
Okay. They're all considered Christmas movies. There's fucking 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And how old are you?
32.
You're 32 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They must play at least one or all of those movies all day on Christmas.
Yeah.
And you've been alive for 30 years and not seen any of them.
I've never watched any of them. Honestly, I'm not a huge Bruce Willis fan.
I was always kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Come on.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't stand out to me as like a great. I don't know. But I mean, I love... One of my favorite movies with him is The Fifth Element.
It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome fucking movie.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if we were going to do a 90s sci-fi or something like that, that would have been my pick.
Is that 90s?
97.
Really? Mm-hmm. What a great movie, man.
It's fucking incredible.
Chris Tucker.
That's fucking Ruby Rod.
What a wild character.
This is Ruby Rod.
Yeah.
And he's got like the fucking cane and the weird ass hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're supposed to be talking about Die Hard.
All right, let me talk about fucking Die Hard.
Yeah.
Why that's my favorite Christmas movie? One, it's because it's one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it just so happens that he's murdering terrorists on Christmas.
Nice.
So it's a Christmas movie.
That's what makes it a Christmas movie, that it takes place on Christmas?
I think all of them do.
Okay.
Like every single one of them does.
Oh, it's definitely a Christmas movie then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is that all it takes to be a Christmas movie? Just be like on Christmas or around Christmas time? It's not actually like about Christmas?
Now you can have a Christmas movie in like April.
No, what I'm saying is like a lot of people say Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie because it's not really about like Christmas, but it takes place on Christmas.
That's a stupid fucking statement because they literally in every movie he's got one-liners with like Merry Christmas with like a curse word. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the whole movie he's always talking about
Isn't
Christmas.
it like yippee-ki-yay, yippee-ki-yay?
That's before he kills like the last guy in every movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like how he kills the boss.
So there is some references to Christmas and stuff. It's like it's apparent, very
The whole movie.
apparent. Okay,
The whole
all
movie.
right.
It's apparent that it's Christmas.
All right.
So
Like some people would say, like a true like Christmas movies, like Christmas Vacation, you know, Home Alone, you know, shit like that is based around Christmas and what's happening during Christmas time and shit like that. Not a guy killing terrorists in a
dude, there's like
skyscraper.
more fucking violence in Home Alone than there is in Die Hard. It's about a fucking kid brutally torturing 2 crooks trying to break into his house.
I love the videos that break down like the things that he did to them and how fucking destroyed they would be.
Everything that happened, they die.
Yeah, like almost every single one. They're dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like when he fucking what's his name? When Joe Pesci gets his head caught on fire for like 45 seconds.
Yep.
I was like, dude, your fucking skull would have melted.
Yeah. Even holding on to the red hot doorknob for 5 seconds would just like sink right through your skin.
Yeah, like wouldn't have like literally just like.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way you're like just wrapping a sock around that thing and then going into the house to receive more punishment. Like you're sprinting to the emergency room, touching that
Dude,
thing.
his hand would have like melted off.
Yeah.
Like literally.
That hot.
All it did was like he's like just falls backwards.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no, his fucking hand would be gone.
Yeah.
It'd just be a skeleton.
So favorite Christmas movie that you're gonna go with Die Hard?
Absolutely.
All right. I've probably watched this movie every year around this time. One of the movies that's there's nothing really you can compare to it. It's one of my favorite directors, and it's kind of like a it's a multi-holiday movie, and it's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
My compliments from me to you on this your most intriguing hat. Consider though this substitute a bat in place of this old rat.
I knew you were gonna pick that the moment you said multi.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Right, because it's something you
I
could
would
watch
actually-
on Halloween.
Yeah,
and you could watch it on Christmas. I mean, it's more towards Halloween, obviously, because it's the town of Halloween, you know, and all that, and they're taking over Christmas, but it's still Christmas oriented, especially when it comes to the full story of, you know, Jack Skellington learning what Christmas is all about and becoming Santa Claus and all that shit. It is more towards Halloween, but still very much Christmas movie.
I would consider that Halloween, but
yeah, Christmas is in the title.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah,
it takes place. It takes place on Christmas.
Yeah,
because he starts going around as Santa Claus, giving all these kids horrific presents that they made in Halloween Town and all that other shit.
That was such a good fucking
movie. So again,
man.
Movie takes place during Christmas, and it's about Halloween taking over Christmas. I love it.
All right, as far as Christmas movies go, I think that would probably I would go with yours. As far as Christmas, as far as Christmas movies go, yeah. Because Die Hard, obviously, it's not just a Christmas movie. It's a fucking action movie. Yeah. I don't think it's a better movie, though. I like Die Hard more than it, but if you're going just Christmas genre,
yeah, I hear you.
Then I would have to say better Christmas-wise.
Nice. In a row, fucker. So what do you want to do next week?
I don't know. What do you want to do? I picked the last one. I picked the last one. Yes. What do you pick? We only had like 3. We did all the good ones already.
We could do 2000s comedy.
Are you familiar with any 70s movies?
70s?
Somewhat, yeah.
We could become familiar.
Yeah.
There's some really bogus, they call them sex comedies from the 70s.
Wait, like Day of the Warrior?
Let's do it.
Stupid shit.
We'll do 70s sex comedy.
It's dumb shit.
Now, mind you, we're going to talk about this at the New Year's Eve.
So at this point, we're literally just picking, because neither one of us have seen anything.
So now we have to go.
Now we have to go watch it
and watch a movie and actually pick one out.
Does that mean we have to do more than one?
What?
Watch more than one.
Probably if you pick one and.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, watch a bunch of trailers.
All right.
Maybe pick 1 or 2.
So an 80s sex comedy.
No, 70s.
Oh fuck, 70s.
70s sex comedy.
All right. Then we're gonna do 90s action sex. Fucking Day of the Warrior.
Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard?
With fucking Kevin Costner? No, it's a 90s sex action movie. I picked Day of the Warrior.
Well, okay, sex action movie. Bodyguard, would that fit in there?
No.
Maybe.
Not me! He's my bodyguard!
Definitely action.
Yeah, there is.
He gets shot.
But Day of the Warrior just has so much more action.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe do that as our year-end fucking roundup. If we could just do, like, our pick for...
Oh, yeah.
You know...
All right, so then...
We could just recap Day of the Warrior. We talked about it briefly.
Briefly, but we didn't really, like, actually... We gotta, like, watch it.
Then you should do, like, a scene-by-scene analysis of that movie.
Day of the Warrior?
Because that would be funny. If you could do, like...
That would be the most incredible.
I'll tell you what.
Let's
we'll put the category up in the air, and we'll figure out by our next episode. We'll figure it out. Speaking of hard,
there you go.
Porno of the week.
Porno of the week, man.
You got a real naked woman there, okay? A beautiful girl.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn.
Just shoot her.
What do you got? You have anything? You watch any good pornos?
A couple.
Let's hear it.
Well, one of the ones that I watched was incredible. Remember Bang Bus?
Yes.
Okay.
That was like
first the original fucking things.
Yeah, like reality porn kind of shit.
Back then, it like literally seemed like it was fucking real. You know what I mean,
dude? Yeah. Oh,
no,
they was like in a van. They drove around a van and like picked up. Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?
Yeah, like,
and then like, you need a ride somewhere. Yeah. They got in like, hey, we got this guy here with a 10-inch cock. You wanna blow him? All right. Next thing I was like, look. My favorite.
Oh my god!
Of all those genres, that type of reality shit.
Yeah.
MILF Hunter.
Yeah.
MILF Hunter.
Oh, those were the best, dude.
MILF Hunter. It was like fucking.
The guy, it was the same guy. His name was Sean.
Fucking porno version of Steve Irwin, and he would go into like fucking Whole Foods. Like, oh, there she is. Oh, we've got this MILF in her natural habitat. Crikey. I'm gonna go in. He goes in, just starts like talking like to her. Yeah. Next thing you know, he's banging this super hot MILF at his like apartment or some shit, or in the brush. Who knows what it is?
I just remember seeing some of those though, and like on MILF Hunter, and like the chicks that he bangs are so gross.
Yeah,
I've seen some where I was like, ew.
Really?
That's not a MILF.
Because in my mind, it's like, you know, they were hot as hell.
A lot of them were, but then at random they'll like throw one or two in that like just are like gross.
We're also talking like 16 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was totally different. But who knows what my 16-year-old mind was really seeing. Oh, I'm pretty sure he threw out Steve Irwin.
Here and there, yeah, he does that shit in the beginning, yeah.
Rocky, look at those jugs, like shit like that.
I remember I saw one of the MILF Hunter ones, and I literally was almost pissing my pants. It was like a threesome scene, and like they were on like the arm of like the arm of a couch. She was like fucking laying with like her legs up, and he was fucking her, and then she was blowing like a dude at the same time. So the guy, he's fucking her and he like smacks her ass once, then twice, and then he goes like this. It's like, I was fucking dying. I was like, holy shit.
Oh my
Dude, there was like a
God.
huge handprint on her ass.
Jesus.
I was fucking crying, dude. And there was another one where he picks up this Asian chick named Kiana Bradley, who like that was like the first Asian where it was like, oh my god, this was the best.
Yeah.
Remember how I used to say, like with Brianna Banks, I would just type her name in like LimeWire or Kazaa,
Yeah.
and then just like download every fucking video. Like I'd get one name and be like, oh yeah, let's see what they got.
Right.
Well, I discovered the Kiana one, and I was like, oh shit. Kiana Bradley, oh, she's fucking hot. Let me type that name in and just download a bunch. Well, I did, and in the process of that, I would just watch them, and then I would be like, oh, okay, this one's good, this one sucks, and I'll just delete one or whatever. And that's how I stumbled across, it's called Kiana Bradley Rough Sex 2, and that's the one with the dude, Earl Slate, who comes home and finds his wife cheating on him. He, like, basically fucking, like, beats the shit out of her and, like, makes her eat his ass. Dude, it's the funniest fucking thing. You never remember that?
No.
Dude, oh my god.
Wait, the guy comes home, finds his wife cheating, beats her up, and makes her eat his ass. That's the punishment. I don't know. What the hell? I thought you were gonna say like beats her up and like kills her. It's like turns into like a snuff porn.
That's the punishment.
That's the punishment? Like you're gonna eat my ass. Unfortunately, she loves eating ass, so it's like, what kind of punishment is that? You know what? You're gonna eat his ass too. Like,
dude, it starts off with the guy Earl, who's basically just this like fucking like farmer guy who's like got like a wife beater on. He's talking to a porn director, going back and forth, and he's like, all right, well, you know, she's my wife. If you want to use her in a video, she works with me and me only. He's like arguing with the director, and the director's like, you're getting an adult film industry. You don't think your wife's gonna fuck other guys? It's gonna happen, so let me just film it. And the guy gets all like mad. He's like, yeah, well, if you're insinuating my wife's fucking other guys, I'll kick the living shit out of you. So he tells him to get the fuck out. So he leaves. So when he leaves, it just quickly cuts to a girl blowing a dude in the bathroom. I'm like, okay.
all right.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, oh, it's probably the guy who just left that room. It just cuts to him banging his wife. All of a sudden it shows that guy who left that office like pull up in front of a house in a car. And now I'm like, oh my god, he's coming home. Oh, that's probably his wife. I'm like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Like, I am actually interested in the story.
Always with you.
So she
I skip to like just straight up, just like, all right.
The guy who's getting blown in the bathroom goes, it's like, you sure your husband's not gonna come home? And she's like, oh, don't worry, he's at work. He'll be back in a couple of hours. Well, in that case, and like puts his leg up on the sink, and she starts eating his fucking ass, and I'm just like. I'm like, dude, ew! Dude, when I saw this, I was like 13, so I'm just like, oh god!
I wonder if there's guys out there like that's their go-to
That's
move.
their go-to!
Like, so this is getting
pretty
hot and heavy.
The fucking ass play.
Watch this.
It's like the last place I would expect to see.
My god.
That took me by surprise, but the guy was like, oh, well, in that case. There was like, oh, in that case, like, bend over, I'm gonna have sex with you. No, I'm gonna hike my leg up on the sink, and you're gonna eat my ass! Eat my ass! Eat my ass! Dude, it gets even better. So then it shows the guy come home, the actual husband, and he opens the door to the bathroom and, like, catches them. What the fuck are you doing? He's like, you fucking whore! He, like, grabs her by her hair, and he's like, the way he goes, god damn it! And he's like, get over here! And he like drags her into the living room that's like a room away. Cameraman like follows them as he's like pulling her. He's like, get over here. And he's like, he's like slapping her in the ass like really hard.
As
spanking
a punishment
her.
again?
Yeah. So as that happens, it cuts back to the bathroom and it shows the guy who was getting his ass licked grab his shoes and just run out the front door. He doesn't even put his clothes on. Then it cuts back to them. He's like, you piece of shit fucking dirtbag. And she's blowing him. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Sounds like raping his wife, pretty much. Again, still completely amazed of you memorizing the complete breakdown.
Thing.
Of this. Yeah, this is insane.
Dude, I was...
Do you watch without masturbating?
Yes, absolutely. Because that shit's hilarious.
Like, you just watch for entertainment.
Yes! How is that not entertaining? That's just like Day of the Warrior. We might as well just look up a 70s porno and just watch the storyline.
Well, there was that one movie, I don't know if it was in the 70s, called Deep Throat. It was like in the movie theaters.
I think it was like the 70s or the 80s, wasn't it?
I think it was the 70s.
Was it the 70s?
I think so.
Was Ron Jeremy in
It's a
there?
huge thing. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe. But you did mention something. about that whole porno that you completely reenacted for us, and I'm kind of try and forget and get out of my.
I didn't even tell you the best part.
Oh, something better than him forcing her to eat his asshole?
Well, no, yeah, that's when it happened. That's the best part. But what he says while she's doing it is what's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
First, she's blowing him, and then it just like fades out, and then fades back in, and he's like just sitting on her face. He's like, "Lick that ass, come on!" Like rushing her. So yeah, you like that? It's like shit, and you hear her like, mm-hmm. He just curses her out the whole time, and he's like, "You're a fucking shitball." That's where me and Nick got the shitball thing from.
That's retarded.
And then he comes in a wine glass, and then he pees in it.
What
and
the
makes her
to get a wine glass.
Dude, he comes in a wine glass.
There's no more ridiculous.
Dude,
First of all,
like,
how are you coming enough to partially fill a wine glass to watch someone chug it? Like, what the fuck? Holy shit. Well, then again, we're dealing with porn stars, I guess. So.
All right, here you go. So she drinks it. She's like, oh. He's like, oh, that didn't taste very good?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, don't worry. I'll give you something to wash it down. And then, like, you just, off camera, you hear, like, the sound of someone pissing in a glass. Chugging. He's like, yeah, you like that?
God.
He's like, you fucking whore. You
All
keep fucking up with it every day.
I've had enough.
How do you have that many
I'm done.
people in a room that are okay with it?
That's so gross.
They're just like, they
feel
managed
violated.
to get that on the internet, too. Like, there's a process. Think about it. There should have been somebody been like, I don't know if I could do this.
So, but you brought up the premise of the whole video when it started, and the guy was talking about his wife being in porn, and the guy's like, oh, well, if your wife's going to be in porn, she's going to fuck other guys. You got something you're going to have to deal with, blah,
Yeah, when the director says
which kind of reminds me of my topic for what's the etiquette.
Ooh, okay. What do you got?
Yes, so
I'm
this
scared.
is a question that I have posed to you that I thought of, because I like doing the dating stuff, especially when it comes to our what's the etiquette segment. So for what's the etiquette, I know you have experience in this. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of wondering, and again, being in the dating world, you kind of run into a bunch of different people. What is the etiquette on dating a stripper? Are you comfortable enough to discuss this?
What do you mean by what's the etiquette about dating?
Most people
wouldn't. The stigma behind it?
Most people would be afraid of doing it, or most people probably wouldn't handle it properly because, one, obviously jealousy. You have someone that is taking their clothes off and doing just about everything except fucking these guys. Potentially doing stuff with these guys, giving them fucking handies or blowing them. I mean, everybody who's been to a strip club knows what goes on in a fucking strip club and knows that the girls who make really good money do more than just fucking dance. As someone who may find themselves in a relationship with a stripper, what should your expectations be? How do you handle being in a relationship with someone like that? Do you set guidelines for them, or do you just accept that? Do you have to be someone who is accepting in the fact that she's gonna come home with dry cum on her probably 9 out of 10 times? How do you handle it? Is it something that you steer very clear of? Now, being that it's something that you've experienced, is this something that you would never do again? What was you would never do it again?
Never.
Why?
There's many reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things that I know, and this is just, it's not true about everybody.
Okay.
Just so people, there's not. I'm sure there's lots of girls who were dancers or something like that are actually good people. You know what I mean? And this and
probably not jerking people off and blowing people, and only dancing and probably making a good living with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just no. But the whole thing about how there's this stigma about like they're all train wrecks. That's not the case.
Of course not.
By any means. But there are a lot of them that are all about just money, and that's it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do whatever I can to get more money from you. Mm-hmm. So if you get into a relationship with someone like that, it's like just getting into a relationship with a bad person.
Yeah, right.
Those who shall remain nameless. Dating her, it wasn't so much the job as much it was the person doing the job.
Okay. Now, let's say and this is just a general statement, not pertaining just to her. Let's say if you find yourself in a relationship with a stripper that does maybe do a couple extra things.
Then you're an idiot for being with them.
You can't tell that person they can't do that anymore, right? Let's say
this all boils down to, in the beginning of any relationship, like I always say, being honest and upfront about everything. One of the main things is when I first met that person, I knew what she did the moment I met her.
Okay.
I knew what I wanted out of that. I wanted to hang out with her, and I wanted to get with her because she was really attractive. Not once in my brain did I say, I'm going to get with this girl and I'm going to fucking wife her up.
Yeah.
What happened was that after I met her and then started hanging out with her and all that stuff started to go on, I started to realize that I really enjoyed being around her.
Okay.
But I already knew what she did.
Right.
And it didn't bother me at first. And I even said, I was like, listen, just because I'm okay with this right now, at this moment when I'm saying this, doesn't mean that I'm going to be okay with it tomorrow, 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
I don't know when that's going to happen, but I know it's going to.
Yeah.
And when it does, I'm going to let you know right away. When I'm just like, yep, nope, that's it, you're done. If you have a problem with that, then there's no point in being together.
And you saying, okay, yeah, all right, you're done in terms of her being done stripping.
Yes.
Like no longer even doing that at all. Okay. All right. So you're honest. You're kind of setting the expectation.
Well, you're setting the expectation because right there you're telling her, like, are you ready and willing to walk away from this?
Now, can I ask, what was her response to that? Was it like, okay, no, I don't want to do it that long, like what was her?
Well, the whole thing, our breakup was...
You don't have to get as personal, dude. I'm not trying to pull this out.
Our breakup...
You speak in general terms if you want.
In general terms of, like, with something like that, she said okay.
Yeah.
But I think that's all, a matter of, like, how she felt about me or, and so on. They could say that, but they might not mean it.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to be with this person, but I really like this job.
And I think that kind of comes back to dating just about anybody, is that you can't really expect anybody to change. If you get involved with somebody and they are a particular way or do a particular thing, you can't expect that if all of a sudden you're not okay with it anymore, that they're going to change. And that could be the end of your relationship. If you change and are no longer okay in that scenario, maybe it's time to let that person go and let them just do what they want to do and do their fucking thing. But yeah, man, it's tricky. I don't know if I personally could ever do it. I don't think I could ever date a stripper, just because, like, I don't want to say I'm possessive, but I would never, like, share my girl.
You don't want to share your girl. That's normal.
My whole thing was, like, I don't want to see... Because, I've obviously had the threesome conversation before with, my ex-wife and things like that. It never happened, but my whole thing was, like, well, even if we have a threesome with a girl, I might not be down with it, because if you're okay with that, but then down the road you want to have a threesome with a dude, I'll never be okay with that. I don't want to see a fucking guy hold your hand, let alone fuck you. Like, I will never be okay with that. So I passed up, and some guys out there will probably say that I'm fucking crazy, because I have actually passed up threesomes. Mainly for that reason, because it was always like, if you want to, she's saying she wants to have a threesome with a girl, and she's not interested in having a threesome with a guy at all. But my whole thing was like, yeah, you're saying that now, but things can change. And who knows how that experience goes. And even if it was 4 or 5 years down the road, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, maybe I kind of do want to have a threesome with a guy, I would never, ever, ever fucking go with it. And then what kind of fucking asshole am I to sit there and say, no, we can't do that shit, do something you want to do, when not too long ago you were like, okay, we could do that because you want to do it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm happy just fucking you. We have a great sex life as it is. We don't need to bring in somebody else. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not going to push for it. And I have actually looked the other way a couple times, because again, I would never be comfortable with, like, seeing another guy touching my girl. I just know that. So I don't think I would ever be able to date a stripper.
Just because of that.
Just because of that. And I don't know if that's
you would never
jealousy
watch it, obviously. But just
no.
knowing that it was going on.
Yeah. And again, knowing, I haven't been to a strip club a million times, but again, I know what goes down in those clubs. And if a girl wants to make an extra $50 or $100 or $150, she might fucking tug some fucking dick.
Yeah.
That happens almost when you get a lap dance anyway. A lot of times when the girls are on you and you're back in a dark room and they start stroking you just to get a little extra tip.
Yeah.
Not even like, hey, I want a hand job. They're trying to give you a fucking good lap dance and like, oh, I want this guy to really tip the fuck out of me. Like, they might fucking start grabbing you on top of your fucking jeans or your short. You should never go to a strip club in jeans anyway.
Yeah,
I want to talk about what's the etiquette. What's the etiquette part 2 is how do you dress? What is the dress code for going to a strip club as a man? First of all, you never wear fucking jeans. Never wear fucking jeans. That might sound to come off as like a creep, but my boy Mike taught me this a long time ago. Rest in peace, Mike. I talked about him actually when we were the same guy we were going up on Nitro with that pulled the blunt out. My man Mike was a fucking savage. One of the first times we were going to the strip club, and this fucking kid came walking out of the house in basketball shorts. I'm like, dude, that's how you're going. It's like, the fuck am I? Easy access for them, dude. Like, that's how I go. Ow, ow, ow. All right, so it's shorts, preferably basketball shorts.
With no underwear.
With no underwear. Even don't wear tighty whities if you're a man in general. You should wear briefs or boxers. But yeah, underwear is optional. That's your choice. But I'm going to tell you right now, basketball shorts or fucking sweatpants. Yeah. One or the other. That is the go-to for strip club dress code fucking etiquette.
You're gonna laugh because I do. When I go, I never get a fucking lap dance.
Never get a lap dance?
I never do.
No? Why not?
Because I just get aggravated when they're done. I'm like, wow, that fucking sucks.
Just a tease? You don't want to be teased?
Yeah, it's stupid. I'm like, that's
to me, it's just all part of it.
Like, that is like, that's just, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's
like,
all part
now
of it.
I'm going to go home mad. Like, right away, I'm like, wow, like, I was a tank of gas. Like, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, and I got 4 minutes of nothing.
That's my whole, like, you have to go in with the right mindset when you're going into a strip club. But one, most of these girls, if not all of them, are not going to fuck you. They're not going to go home with you. Mm-hmm. All they want is to get as much money out of you as possible to do as little as possible to you. Mm-hmm. You know, most guys get in there and get kind of and they get kind of charmed by these girls. And like, oh, she wants to fuck. No, she wants to fuck your wallet, bro. Like,
oh my gosh, just take her wallet and
she wants you to hand her your debit card and go swipe that fucking shit and charge you $500
Dude,
to
I've heard about all
grind on you, like, you know, just a dance. Like
a dance for fucking 45 minutes or some shit.
I remember one of the last times me and you went to the fucking strip club and some, you know, I think we got like a free lap dance because we knew the owners or whatever, you know, we know
when we went down to Fair Exposure.
So then we got a free lap dance.
Yeah,
and the girl leaned over, she's like, you know, if you want, we can go back into the VIP room and I'll give you my special for $250. I was like, oh yeah, what happens back there? She's like, well, you know, I just give you a really nice long dance. And I'm like, what? Like, no, what else do you do? She's like, no, that's it. It's like that's a private dance. We won't have to be back here around all the other chairs.
All the other chairs.
We'll be in a private room.
Where there's no one else.
What? Like, I'm just gonna go back out, actually. I'm good. She's like, all right, well, you let me know if you wanted. I'm like $250, lady? Do I have to list off the things that I expect you to do to me for $250? And I've never gotten a prostitute. I've never paid for vagina other than like paying for dinner or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you want to technically call that paying for it. I'll be damned if I pay a prostitute to do some shit to me, like, and I have a stripper trying to tell me she wants me to pay her $250 to give me really? A little bit longer of the fucking same dance you just gave me.
A little longer of this. A little longer of this fucking torture.
A little longer tease in a private room in the dark. Like, well,
so that you can't even fucking see what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna go in a dark room.
Another
alone.
one. Then I think
do
another
the same thing.
Same club. I think 2 girls came up and like, you want a private show for $300? I'm like, awesome. What happens? And they're like, oh, we'll dance in front of them. We'll dance for you. And I'm like, I'm getting that for free in the whole club right now by 20 other girls. Like, wait, you're gonna dance right in front of me like, and do shit to each other?
You were like, we're gonna dance with you. What the fuck?
Dude, because they were like on each other. Like, well, we're gonna dance in front of you. Like,
you're like, oh, thank you. Like, I got fucking 2 people dancing in front of me right fucking now.
I'm like, I need to fucking talk to management. Like, what is going on here? Where's the suggestion box? This is all wrong.
$300.
No, technically, I mean, legally, they can't do.
No, they
maybe
can't.
That's the whole thing. Like, they can't say, like, oh, we're gonna
say.
But again, I'm not paying you to do something to me anyway. You know, like, I'm not. Even if you said like, I'm gonna blow you for 20 minutes, I'd be like,
no, you're not.
No, for $250.
For $250, absolutely not.
Yeah,
like it's That's
crazy.
It's expensive. Like, goddamn it. Why would I pay that much money when I get this shit for free? Like, that's ridiculous.
Strip clubs are fucking awesome, though, man. I
love it. They're fun.
I always love talking to girls about strip clubs that have like that full blown stigma about like, oh my god, I'd never go there. That's not because when I go to strip clubs with girls. And they come, like, it is the best fucking time ever. And I always say that, like, the way I explain a strip club is, like, you have to understand you're going into a different world where only that exists. Like, that whole building is only open to do one thing. And that is to, like, let go of some of your inhibitions and just totally not be afraid to talk about and about sex, you know, like, and those girls are there for it, you know, like, so... I don't want to say I turn into a different person when I get into a strip club.
I was going to say, man.
But I'm not such a gentleman when I get into a strip club. Because that's what they are there for. Like, I don't get disrespectful.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what it's all about. And it's just about having fun, safely, and in a place where you can't get in trouble to do a little more than what you're normally allowed to get away with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go into a normal place, you can't stare down a girl and up and down.
Oh, no, yeah.
You can't walk up and be like, oh, goddamn, you're fine as fuck. You
know,
you can't
right?
do that. You can't stick $1 in her G-string. That's one of my favorite.
Walk past someone on the street.
Dude, right? Imagine that. Like, damn, bitch.
Damn, girl.
At the beach, you're like, god damn, you're fine as fuck. Like,
fucking throwing singles
at a strip club, you could walk up to a really bad bitch and be like, yo, you are one of the hottest fucking girls in here. Like, yo, you are fine as fuck. I hope you know that. Like, you're in the right place. Yeah. You're doing a great thing. And by the way, it's for your troubles. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get away with that.
Imagine doing that at a restaurant.
The waitress.
A hostess. Like, yo, you're fine. Fuck, yo. Damn, keep that shit up.
God damn, that skirt looks good on you. Like, yeah, you
stick
can't.
$1 in her tits. Like,
That's what I'm saying. That? And that's clearly not acceptable.
It's not reality.
Right. In a strip club, it
reality.
Is. Like, that's what it's for. Again, you don't be over the line disrespectful. Maybe it kind of sounds like we're talking about like treating them like a fucking piece of meat, but essentially but that whole thing, like, you're allowed to let your guard down a little bit, right? And you're allowed to enjoy yourself and let women know you're enjoying. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was at the strip club, sitting at the fucking front row of the stage, and there was a girl like 3 or 4 feet behind me, like talking to a group of other dudes, butt ass naked, and she was gorgeous. No, she had a G-string on, okay. And I'm like on the stage, and I keep turning and seeing this girl's ass like right there. So every once in a while, I would just take like a couple dollars, just be like, stick it right in front of I'm like, yo, just stay there. Like, just don't move. Like,
keep your butt cheek like 5 feet
I was saying to the girls, I said to the guys that she was talking, I'm like, yo, keep talking to her so she doesn't go anywhere because I'm really enjoying this. And then I go back to the stage, and a couple minutes go by, I'm like, thank you very much. I'm like, yo, I'm just letting you know I appreciate you. Like, and you could do that in a strip club. Like,
every time I look over my left shoulder, I want to see a giant ass in my
face.
Like,
gorgeous.
Here's $1 for it.
Yeah, gorgeous girl. And, you know, I mean, and that's... Does that make me like a dog? Am I a fucking bad man for that shit? Like,
no, I mean, dude, you're playing the part.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what you're supposed to do on that playground. You know what I'm saying? That's like going to Six Flags and not riding roller coasters.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like just looking around like,
oh god,
oh, it looks like fun, but I guess I'm, you know, like, no, like, you
embrace it.
They're welcoming you in to do that, and not only that. All of the girls in there, they're not like, ew, don't tell, ew, you're so gross. They're like, yeah, like, come on. Like, yeah,
come on,
like,
money.
You like that? And they like grab their fucking, you're like, oh. And you're like, yes, just fucking take my money. Like, so it's not even like you're creeping out the girls.
No, they like that weird shit.
Mind you,
like the attention.
Oh, they love it.
Dude, they love it. But the funny thing is...
Especially when you're making it fun.
It's like, money.
You know, right, and it's more
they're like,
money,
oh my god. If that happened, again, this is a different world.
Yeah.
They're open to, like, oh yeah. Right. Because out on the street, if some guy started saying that to you on the street, the girl would not look back like, oh, money. Like, oh, I'm going to get fucking killed.
Dude, even if I saw that same stripper at, like, Olive Garden, I can't walk up to her and be like, damn, bitch. Yo, I remember that. Yo, thank you again. I just wanted to let you know. Like, no. Like, it is in that place only. That is where it's allowed. That is where they want it to happen. Yes. That is where they welcome it. And they expect it.
There's a reason they have stage names.
Right. Right.
When you walk in there, I have a stage name too.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, you give a fake name.
I give a fake goddamn name.
Strippers? Oh, that's such a good idea.
Like, oh, you got a stage name? Well, so do I.
Yeah.
Lance.
Lance?
Lance.
Lance Bass. Yeah, I don't know.
What would my porn star name be?
I would just go by my middle name, honestly.
Which is what?
Gregory.
Gregory what?
Honestly, if I were to become like famous,
yeah,
I would just use my first and middle name. I wouldn't use my last name, obviously, because no one can ever pronounce my fucking last name. But I would just go as Kyle Gregory. It's 2 first names. It's kind of catchy a little bit.
Kyle Gregory. It actually does.
Gregory.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm Kyle Gregory.
It almost sounds like Conor McGregor, and I'm getting mad now.
That would be my fame name. My stage name would be Kyle Gregory. Although, if I was a stripper or a porn star, I wouldn't use Kyle. So maybe it'd be like, what do they say? Like your middle name, your middle name, and the street name that you grew up on. So it'd be like Gregory Oxford.
That's actually not bad.
Not bad, right? Gregory Oxford. That'd be Gregory Coxford.
Wait, your middle name and what?
And the street that you grew up on. So you'd be like Joseph Tennis.
Yeah, or
Joseph Allen.
No, it would be Joseph Suburbia.
Suburbia
Terrace.
It could be Joseph Arthur. Wasn't that Arthur Street on Wall?
Oh yeah, that was one of those places I lived. Dude, I lived in 30 fucking places though. That's the only problem. So, but yeah, I mean, when I was younger, Deborah.
Joseph Tennis Court.
Joseph Tennis Court. Yeah. Be the worst porn star name ever. Dude, just think about this real quick. What happens in the day-to-day life of a male porn star? Not Johnny Sins, because he's like the famous and best of the best. I'm talking like a normal, like day job, straight male porn star.
What happens in his day-to-day life?
Yeah, like what does he do on a day-to-day, like oh, I'm gonna
he wakes up.
Yeah, I wake up.
Jerks off like 4 times, so he doesn't.
Why does he do that? So like if this
so he can last an hour on set, and then come on command. Because if you don't jerk, dude, if you're not fucking pre-gaming, if you're not.
But what if you were consistently working
your stamina, or
consistently working like you have like a shoot a day or something like that? You know, you're
killing it, son.
Shoot a day would be impressive.
Fuck yeah.
Or like, all right, maybe a couple shoots a week. You don't think that they would get tired of fucking beating off at home? Like, I'm gonna have to do this again later. You know what I mean? Like
day-to-day life of a male porn star. I would love to know. Like, because actually, I bet you it's pretty hard. I think I've seen. I think I've actually seen something about it, because most guys like fantasize about it. Like, oh, I'd be a porn star. I could be a porn star. Like,
dude, that's the shit.
Totally fucking do it. I saw one guy. I remember. I think it was on Real Sex or something. Remember Real Sex on HBO?
Best fucking show ever.
Fucking always loved that show. It was like one of the best parts of growing up.
Yeah.
Because
trying to sneak softcore porn at
Thursdays
like
at 10 o'clock. Thursdays 10 o'clock on HBO. Like Real Sex come on.
Real Sex. They have like the. It's like everyone on the street's like, oh, you know, how much do you like? Sucking balls, like there's these stupid questions, and like usually the ladies like would be like fucking gross. They'd be like, oh, I love it. I'm like, oh god.
But I remember one part on that Jenna Jameson was like doing like a meet and greet or something like that. And this guy was like, oh, I'd put Peter North to shame. And she's like, oh yeah, pull your dick out right now and get it hard. She's like, and I'll blow you. And he was like, what? She's like, right now, pull your dick out and get it hard, and I'll blow you. And he's like, she's like, yeah, you'll never make it, dude. She's like, you got to do that shit on command. And then I also kind of remember something else I've seen about male porn stars. It's like it's actually really fucking difficult. One, no one gives a fuck about you.
No,
it's all about the women. The women are making 10 times more than you on their fucking scenes, and that's why most male porn stars end up becoming gay fucking porn stars, because there's so much more money in gay porn. So as a straight male porn star, it's probably really fucking tough.
I can imagine.
You know,
well, this is
I hate to say really fucking tough. Like, dude, you're fucking chicks for a living on camera, making money.
But again, like, dude, you got to look at it this way.
You have to perform, and the second you can't perform like that,
you're done.
You're done.
Yeah,
you get blacklisted.
You look at, but like again, when you watch porn, majority of the time, it's a ton of different chicks or this and that, but it's like the same 5 dudes.
Oh yeah, right.
You'll start to notice, like, oh wow, that's the same 5 fucking people.
Like, I know those balls.
Like, I've seen this cock. Like, I know what this guy's dick looks like. A little too much because he's in every other video. That's why Johnny Sins, I think, got so famous, because he was in so many, and like he just became known as like the bald, ripped guy who fucks girls on like.
So what is like
online?
What are the mandatory attributes that you need to be a male porn star? Obviously, decent sized fucking dick. Right?
You would think.
You can't have a fucking 4-incher.
You would think?
Yeah, you would think. What are the attributes to be a successful male porn star is what I should say.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's guys out there with, a roll of pennies in their pants trying to do shit. And it's like, You showed me that one video. I'm like, do people like this? Like,
yeah, it's like awkward to watch.
Yeah.
You know now you understand the sheer fact of what I said would, dude, if you're watching a porno and the dick doesn't remotely resemble yours, how do you picture yourself there and you being the guy in the video?
Well, I'm sure there's
that?
a lot of little dick guys out there watching porn. So are they watching little dick porn? You think they see porn with a guy with a big dick and they're like, I can't watch this.
Well, maybe they could dream that it is theirs, and they fantasize that is them. No one's gonna want to fantasize about fucking having a tiny wang in a porno.
Right.
You know.
All right. So again, going back to the attributes, I think you need to have at least a decent sized dick. I don't know, 6 inches.
You would think
or so,
just because of the angles they have to shoot. Like if a girl has a giant ass, they have to you got to do it from the side and fucking open the cheek up so we can see, but bend that way. Like, dude,
obviously the bigger the better, but there's got to be a threshold. It's probably
clearly
like 6 inches or so, 6 or 7 inches, I'd say. Anything less than that, it's going to be noticeable.
It's going to be
you
tough.
Got a tiny dick.
Yeah.
Now you just put yourself into a niche market for tiny dick porn. So decent sized fucking wang. And then what, stamina, I guess? Like being able to keep your dick hard?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a smart attribute, right? I mean, to have in that situation.
Don't really have to be good looking, because I've seen some really fucking ugly...
Some creature-looking porn.
But they've got a baby arm hanging from their waist, so it's like, all right, put them in there. Just don't open your mouth, you know?
Yeah, right?
So, and then I think the hardest thing for most guys is probably coming on command. Like, all right, we're ready.
Yeah, they're like, okay, start finishing. You're
don't come. Like, let this really hot, smoking fucking chick rail you. Like, she's going to hump you all over the fucking house right now. You better not come. If you come, you're going to ruin our whole fucking shoot.
And we're going to have to fucking, recast you.
And then after 45 minutes or an hour of banging this chick, then they're like, all right, time to come. And then you got to focus on it. That's mentally probably really fucking tough.
Well, how about the sheer fact of having sex in a room full of goddamn people?
That too.
Like, just that in general.
That is something that I think after a few times you probably get kind of used to.
I guess, but it's so fucking bizarre.
Yeah, well, not when you're getting paid to do it, I don't think, And again,
they don't even get paid that much.
I'll tell you right now, if there was a really hot, smoking hot chick that wanted to fuck me right now in front of you guys, I'd probably do it. So if I was getting paid to do it,
this is true. Yeah,
if I was getting paid to do it,
I would definitely do it.
Definitely fucking do it. No questions asked. So.
Oh shit.
Now, problem for me is that I have kids and all that other shit, so I probably wouldn't do porn.
That's a huge problem.
Yeah, I would never want my...
some people don't seem to care about that, so...
Yeah.
Like
webcam models.
Yeah.
And shit like that. But that's a whole nother fucking thing. Like, we could do a whole nother What's the Etiquette on that shit. Like,
which
what do
we'll
you
do on a day, yeah. How do you handle that type
You know what, in general, though, like, I'm not into, like, taking photos and video, even of myself and things like that for my own, just for the sheer fact that if that shit ever got out somewhere, someone else got it or used it or whatever, again, I have kids. Like, I don't give a fuck about me. It's more so if someone else got it and started exposing it or showed light to it, or one of my kids found it or went through my phone and found it, or on my computer one day when they got older. And like, I was a kid. I snooped through shit. I dug through files on computers and found other shit, and I never really found anything, thank God. But who knows? So I just don't do it. And again, going back to what I said before about like when I'm with a girl, like that's my girl. Like I don't share her with anybody. That's even photos and stuff. Like I would never, even now, after I got divorced, okay, and all the shit that happened between me and my ex-wife, there's really no reason for me to give a fuck about her feelings or whatever. You know how many people were like, dude, you got nudes of her? You got any nudes? Like, let's see some photo. I'm like, fuck no. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, no. A lot of people, especially dudes like I know on like I'm on like this Facebook group for dads and shit, for dads. Facebook group for like dads of twins.
So it's just
like a small group.
Yeah, it's like a Facebook group of all these guys breaking up with chicks and then posting their nudes on it.
A lot of guys do post nudes of their wife and their fucking girls.
Check this shit out.
A lot of them, and I'm like, you guys are fucking nuts. Like, it's on Facebook, on a Facebook group chat, like posting pictures of their. Dude, on my way over here, I got a notification on my phone from Facebook Messenger, a group I'm in with a bunch of these dads, like dads of twins. There's like probably 20 or 30 of us in this one group. And this guy is posting videos of his chick blowing him. I'm like, dude.
On Facebook?
Yeah. On Facebook Messenger.
Oh, my God.
So it's like, it's crazy. But yeah, so I've never been like into the whole photos thing. I don't take photos of chicks that I'm with, and bro, I never even took photos of my ex-wife, like, because I just didn't even want that to be out in public like that, you know, or even the chance of it to be.
I was.
I know you are.
I was the king of it.
I know you are, because you showed me some of them.
Yeah, it was,
like, you're fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, I remember you.
Thankfully, you haven't showed me anything with your dick in it, so I appreciate that.
No, that crosses a line. I feel like you know,
for sure.
If you want to show nudes like of something to your buddy, just fucking advice for every dude who has done this to me. You're gonna make it real awkward.
Yeah, right.
Real quick. Forever with that person.
Yeah.
If you be like, yo, check these nudes out of this chick I banged the other night.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're like, oh yeah, I'm excited. Okay, and then he shows you, and it's like her sucking your dick. Like, bro.
Yeah, right. Like,
what the fuck?
Now we can't be friends.
She's not even nude. Like, she's got
check out these nudes.
she's fucking got clothes on. All I see is your fucking cock.
Bro, this is your dude. Bro, I'm even like that, like with the locker room at the gym and shit. If like I like know somebody there and they like just get butt ass, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, bro?
Yo, like I get it, like we're all dicks, but Jesus.
Yeah, come on, man. I understand that you're comfortable, but I'm not. Like, put that thing away. And now I'm gonna make fun of you for it, little dick.
I never fucking did that to anybody. Where it was like,
yeah,
know,
right.
Like it would, like I wouldn't want to take those pictures. That's just too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up here is good enough for me.
That's
that.
always
you know
how it is for me. Like it's
the whole
good.
thing with the pictures. When people like send pictures, nudes, and I think it's just an excitement thing, getting you excited for actually fooling around with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what most people use it as. I used to use it as a preliminary round to see if I'm wasting my time, if I'm like grossed out by them or not.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
A lot of times, yeah. Because, dude, I've met a lot of people. Listen, I'm fucking included in that. One girl, when she fucking hung out with me, she like hooked up with me and this and that, and it just so happened at the time that I was not cutting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was fucking thick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was not looking good naked.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, she was not happy.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh my god, you fat bastard! Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?"
Jesus.
This is not how you look in your pictures on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Because at the time I wasn't cutting down.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
It's the same thing, dude. Sometimes people get grossed out by that shit. I'm one of them
shit.
because I'm extremely fucking shallow.
Oh man, that was pretty good. What's the etiquette, dude? I
very
enjoyed discussing that.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. But I don't know. I think that's pretty good. I think it's pretty good for episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna miss the fucking futon, man.
Yeah, man. This is the last one in here.
Say goodbye to the futon and our fucking posters. It's gonna be all different. So, like I said, you guys are gonna see our year wrap up, season 1 wrap up. We're gonna be at another venue. We're gonna be shooting at a Fishtown in Philadelphia. We're gonna be celebrating our New Year's Eve at the Nut Hut. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a lot of fucking fun. Mm-hmm. We're gonna film an episode before we pop off with the party. We'll get that guy. We'll probably be able to drop that right after New Year's. You guys are probably seeing this video right before New Year's, and then post that video. Like I said, we're gonna take probably a 2-week hiatus on putting out episodes for the podcast. What we're doing now, we'll still be putting out combat chat episodes. We'll still be posting on IG and all that. We're not disappearing. We're just gonna be finalizing our new set, putting that all together, and we also got some other things in the works that we cannot wait to show you guys.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be really good. So we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Again, always keep up with the feedback. We're really enjoying it. Like, subscribe, comment. On YouTube, please hit the little notification bell so you know when we drop some new material. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys in 2020.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, we're out. We're thicker than blood. See you on the next one.
Yeah.